That ridiculous music, man.
It's something. It's something. Welcome into this week's edition of From the Pressbox. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm tired, but I'm here. It's been a little bit of a long week, and we'll talk more about that as it goes along. But yeah, no, it's good to be here. It's good to do something a little bit different too.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
are you alive? Did you wake up this morning and your name wasn't in the obits? I guess.
Well, yeah. I woke up and work has been kind of awful the last couple of days. Lots of stuff going on news wise that I'm reluctantly being forced to do and forced to take care of. So, not too thrilled about that. But
That's why you get the big bucks.
Well, and I'm irritated because last year, we have to go and present the player of the year trophies at the banquets that they hold. Generally, they hold them on Friday or Saturday evenings. Well, this year, for whatever reason, they're holding them on a Sunday at noon.
That's when they do it here.
And I've got UIS baseball, and my owner goes, well, yep, you've got to be there. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm supposed to be in two places at once. UIS is covering the first round of Division II NCAA tournament. So my coworker, who always helps me
basketball.
With D2, yes, D2.
Okay. Basketball. At first, I was like, baseball already? Like,
no. They're cut first round of the Division II NCAA basketball tournament. So he's got to go do all that. So I have nobody else that can do this for me. But I'm so tired of them scheduling stuff on Saturdays and Sundays, and then throwing a fit that I make plans or I've got stuff going, and then letting me know like 3 days before the event's supposed to happen, and then being shocked that I can't find somebody to cover for it.
We have the football banquet for the football team is this Sunday. So they invited me to go
ours like the week after the season ended.
Yeah, so the football coach is an assistant girls basketball coach, and I don't know that that's the reason why, but I think he just puts all of his focus into girls basketball, and now that girls basketball is done, he can put focus into the banquet and so on with that. But yeah. I mean, what my philosophy is going to be with that is, what's he going to do to you? Fire you?
Well, it's just so funny because last year the guy that covered boys basketball didn't show up either. And so this would be 2 years in a row where
send a representative, right? Send Bailey. Send Bailey in your spot.
I was gonna actually call Coach Brown tomorrow and be like, hey, here's the situation. I have the plaque, and I can even give you a video of me presenting the award, but I just cannot be in two places at once. But really, I'm just absolutely frustrated over the sheer expectance of me to be able to drop everything that I'm doing to show up for something, and it's just, we're so short-handed at work. I can't even ask somebody else to cover it,
Mm-hmm. Especially a Sunday afternoon. Sundays afternoons are tough. Glad you're back, Paul. Glad you're back. We missed you last week. You missed a decent enough show. I mean, so you have to say decent because it's never really a good show. I mean, it's never. I don't know that we've ever had a good show, but it was decent, I guess, last week. On the show today, though, free agency. We got to talk a little bit about that. March Madness. Leroy apparently is going to be an old man yelling at something.
I got
logos, play clock, and Elite Eight, right, of the fast food contest, I believe, or the bracket, or whatever it might be. Autographs in NASCAR. Last week's NASCAR update. Leroy, you picked the winner. Christopher Bell giving you 57 points. Paul got in second with 49. I got 37. John got 33. So the overall standings, I'm still in first at 118, but you're in second at 115. Paul and John then are tied at 94. Blake has 39. And I forgot to mention, Steven last week picking Lightning McQueen did get him
0 points.
0 points. Lightning did not qualify at Phoenix or wherever the hell they are. And I think they're at Vegas this week. Is that right?
Correct.
So we'll have our picks a little bit later on in the show, but I guess we start on the somber note, right? We start somber and we get happier from there that the Cougs lost last night in the region championship game.
Yep. Yep. They put up a valiant fight at least, or were they completely?
Yeah, I mean, for one, they played Davis County, who's the team that they beat in triple overtime a couple of weeks ago, one of the best games I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it was only the fourth time in school history they'd ever been to the region championship. But Davis County shot 61% from the field and 57% from three. And you're just not. And it wasn't like it was bad defense. It was just one of those things that they just made every single shot that they threw up, especially in the second half. It was one of those things that we, as Steven, my color analyst, and I were looking at one another at one point. And it was like, well, God, can they miss one? Like, even just one. Like, even going
to sometimes you just got to tip your cap. We lost to Civic Memorial in the game where, we had hands in their face. They were off kilt shooting, and it was still going in. And you're just like, all right, yep, we're just not supposed to win this one.
Selfishly, it like, for one, it was weird yesterday and even Monday leading into it. I don't even know that nervous was the right word, but like for the broadcast, I've never felt like anxious for one since probably my first one. And it was weird having that a little bit of, and once it got started, I was fine.
That's good.
But I think it was primarily just because, and for selfish reasons, I was really hoping that they'd get there just for the exact reason of if they would have won, they'd have played at Rupp Arena here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And that's like number one on the bucket list of being able to call a game there. So they fell up, came short. And then also we run into this too of like, we joke, like we care, but at the same time, I slept last night fine. When they lose, you sleep fine. It's not the end of the world to us.
No, I drive back home all crabby and irritated, but once I get home and I crack open a beer, I'm okay.
But what hurts is you see the kids. Mm-hmm. And because like for some of those kids, I've known them now for 5 or 6 years of them coming up, called almost every game that they've done, and just to see them. I was selfishly like, dang, I was so close to Rupp Arena. Dang, okay. But but for these kids, like that's a dream to play a game there. And for the 5 seniors, they'll never get that chance. They'll never get it because there's a chance they could be back next year and they could make it. Yep. They'll be a good team next year. But because the transfer portal is opening up.
Chance to go back.
Yeah, right.
You're like a vampire. You don't age.
Yeah, I'm like Rick Pitino. But you got the high school transfer portal, so you never know what that could bring. I don't know if the transfer portal has hit the high school realm up there as much, but in here it has 100% hit it. It's just kind of funny watching the portal. There were even some instances here.
Chris, how are you, man? Good to see you, bud.
There were even some instances of kids like announcing they're hitting the portal, which is just hilarious to me. But like, I'm looking for a new team.
I messaged you that one that I thought was ridiculous that they were like,
whoa. And see, I love how mad it makes you. I love how mad it makes you.
Stupid. It's so stupid, Sam.
But it is, Christopher, you're on the wrong podcast for this. This is a sports show.
Yeah, well, we'll be talking hockey in a little bit. Absolutely.
Sports show. We talk sports on this. So, but no, it hurts because, you cheer for these kids, in your own realm. And as selfishly as it is that we don't get to go to Rupp Arena, it's not really the end of the world, but you just hate it for the kids because they wanted it even more than we did, obviously, to do it. And you feel bad for the coach because it was so close. But what I'm glad is I think they lost. I think the final score was 69-56, something in that realm. And I think we've talked about this, is I'm glad they lost by that, because if you lose by 2, then I think you spend the off season. Well, what if I would have done this one play different?
Taylorville losing off that last second play, and then they spent all off season.
Yep. What if I made one free throw? What if I made one shot? What if I dove for this loose ball? And when you lose by double digits, at least it's, what? They were just better than us that night. Yeah. And I think it's that fine line of doing both things.
Breaking news. Mac Jones has signed with the 49ers.
Yeah, I saw that right before he came on air. That's awful. Great for him. Good for him. But yeah, it just stinks. It stinks. And so basketball season's over, and now we get to jump into baseball, softball, and go from there.
Don't even start, Chad. Don't even start about free throws.
Got to make them.
They make 2 or 3 more of those free throws. They win that darn game.
Yeah, but now, so I have made in the last 15 days, I made 9 trips into Davis County an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 9 hour plus long trips in 15 days. It's glad to be home and ready.
So how many days do you actually get off now before you have baseball?
What's that word you used?
You heard me. How many evenings do you get off before you have baseball?
Off. Unfamiliar. No, I mean, so they have in fact, I meant to look. You know what? I'm not even looking. I know there's a scrimmage tomorrow. I think they're both on the road, which I can then use as an excuse of, because honestly, like today, I gave myself most of the afternoon to just kind of not worry about work because that's all I've been doing. I mean, because Saturday all day, we had a game.
You poor thing.
So I was tired. Like I just, and you know that it doesn't matter what job you do. Sometimes you just need to turn it off, turn the phone off for a little bit.
Our new employee starts next Monday.
What a
we're
time.
giving him like 6 days of training, and then we're like, all right, you're on your own. We'll see you later.
Good luck, right? Good luck.
Yes.
Hey, you. When it comes to, or do you want your old man rant now?
What are you going to talk about?
I was going to drop free agency in here.
Yes, so go ahead and talk about free agency because that actually leads into my old man yelling at the crowd moment.
The Bears have been very active.
I was my where it says is it baseball season yet? I originally wrote in there back-to-back off-season champs because we do great during the off-season, but when the actual regular season starts, then we don't remember how to play. But I am very proud of all of their moves that they've been doing. They look, when you give up 64 sacks during an offseason, you have to make adjustments to the offensive line. And they definitely have done that.
Yeah, I mean, you got a new center, right? And I think that's the guy you predicted, correct?
Yep.
And I don't know that was necessarily a surprise, right? That he was kind of rumored to be the Bears the entire time. I don't even remember what his name is, right?
Drew Dahlman from Atlanta.
Bears got a new quarterback. Haven't heard that yet. Did they?
No. They still have the GOAT.
Joe Burrow is still in Cincinnati. He has not left anytime soon. But I did see, to kind of tie into that too, Paul sent me before we were starting a mock draft after a couple of days of free agency as kind of an update. And this was done by DraftKings because everybody has to do a mock draft this time of year. So I'll just drop this to you and we'll finish it off with on who the Bears pick here. So number one,
I just want to know who the Cowboys have picked up in free agency. Because they must have been very busy, Paul, right? Cowboys making moves. What?
Why are you so mean? Paul didn't say anything to you, and you start coming in with violence.
He started it.
I'm sure you love it when your kids say that, don't you? That he started it, or she's. Well, it's probably more she started it, right? Because you've got all girls. But Abdul Carter goes number 1 to the Titans. Cam Ward goes number 2 to the Browns.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter goes to the Giants.
Okay.
Will Campbell, who's an offensive lineman, goes to the Patriots. Mason Graham, defensive lineman, to the Jags. Shadur to the Raiders at number 6. Number 7, Jackson Dart.
Shadur to the Raiders. Okay.
Jackson Dart to the Jets. Tyler Warren, who's a tight end from Penn State, to the Panthers. Jalen Walker, an edge, to the Saints. And number 10, the Chicago Bears, is Tyler Schau, quarterback from Louisville. No, it is Ashton Genty, the quarterback, the running back from Boise State.
Yeah. Got comparisons to LaDainian Tomlinson. If he's half as good as LaDainian Tomlinson
So
we'll
if 6 weeks from now, I think we're about 6 weeks from the draft.
Yep.
It is Ashton Genty announced as the Bears pick. You are
excited.
Okay.
Excited. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah, see, because there was even some moments where he was projected to the Bengals, and that just wouldn't be a great fit. But I really think he'll be a Cowboy.
And Paul, everything I've seen shows him as having the best fit with Dallas. Yeah. He has the best fit with Dallas. Would I love him in Chicago? Absolutely. I know there's a lot. Well, no, you still got to take offensive line, and the Bears have done their job of addressing the offensive line. And let's face it, they've tried addressing the offensive line through the draft. They have failed at it. Might as well take some of that money, go spend it on guys that have done it and guys that want to be in Chicago. Look, these guys are
the Bears are doing what the Bengals did when they went to the Super Bowl the year after.
Yes.
Exactly what happened.
Yes.
Bengals are drafting guys to protect the franchise, and whether it's going to work or not,
you have to at least try, and that's what they're doing.
I do see Amon-Ra St. Brown said today on the Bears, and I quote, "They have unlimited money."
Yeah, it's because we've been penny pinching for 20 years.
So old Virginia kicked the bucket, and now you can actually spend money. Is that what you're saying?
That's, you know what? I've seen a few Bears fans that have been saying that, well, Virginia's gone. We can spend money now. The Bears are going to spend money this year anyway. They got a new head coach. They got a new strategy as far as what they want to do. It's one of those things where, yes, they absolutely have, they're going to spend money, 100%.
Is the center your favorite signing that the Bears have made then?
No, Thuney from the Chiefs.
Okay, that was a trade, but yeah, that counts.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Favorite signing, is Dahlman, but yeah, I mean, favorite move so far this offseason has been, and then who'd they pick up from? They picked up a guy from Atlanta for their defense.
Yeah, Grady. Yeah,
and he's supposed to be, from what I've seen of tape of his, he's pretty good too.
Oh, are you diving into the tape now?
I've spent more time looking at tape in the last 2 weeks than I have in quite a while.
Interesting. See, the Bengals have been relatively quiet, which always pisses people off.
Yeah, and that's the question, Paul.
Yeah, and it's the same. You see this so often, like the Vikings. The Vikings are throwing a ton of picks, and that doesn't mean. I mean, to me, the epitome of that, and the team that I'll always think of just throwing money and bringing in a bunch of stars doesn't always work, was I don't remember if they were Miami or Florida at the time, the Marlins from 2011 or whatever, when they had like Jose Reyes.
03, 2011.
Well, this was like, I'm thinking when they got like Jose Reyes, I think they had Mark Burley on that team. They had a bunch of these just random stars that they all of a sudden signed, and then they went like 57 and 104 or whatever it was. And that's where it doesn't always work out. And that's where I'm just interested to see where you have some teams that take more of a conservative approach, and maybe that works. But Bengals have been connected, I know, to Tevin Jenkins.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, it's one of those things where, as a Bears fan, it's weird to hear people say, we want to be in Chicago. I can't tell you in the last 20 years where I've heard players say that. I mean, yeah, players will sit there and, I've always felt like this is home, blah, blah, whatever, and just give the company line. But everything I've seen this year, these guys are taking less money. These guys are moving to have friendlier deals in order to be able to play in Chicago. And that feels good, even if really nothing comes of it to have. And that's Paul, you make a really, really good point. It had to happen. Like I said, Caleb was sacked 64 times. You have to make moves at that point. You cannot let whether you like it or not, you cannot let your star quarterback take that much of a beating. If this happens anywhere else, they're absolutely making moves to protect their quarterback. So it is it is. But
the Bengals did the same thing with Joe Burrow. You know, he tears his ACL. They go to the Super Bowl with a makeshift offensive line. They revamp it, and they were a couple plays away from going back to the Super Bowl back-to-back
What was the first thing they did during the offseason was say, nope, we're not letting that happen again.
Because literally the Bengals made 2 signings within like the first 10 minutes that year.
Yep.
And it was bringing in Alex Kappa and Ted Karras. It was both very, very quickly that year. So the Bears were probably trying to repeat some of the stuff that the Bengals had done that year. Paul's stat of the week this week at least connects into this one. This part connects into the Bears. So I want to mention this, and then we can get to your rant, and we can do Paul's second stat. Or do you just want to do both of Paul's stats right away? He has one connected to the Bears and one's a baseball one.
You can do both of them.
Okay.
You can do both of them.
You want the Bears or the baseball one first?
Baseball one.
Baseball one first.
We'll feed the Bears one into my rant.
Mark Lemke.
Yeah.
Often an October hero from the Braves.
Correct.
Had 3,664 career regular season plate appearances and never had this happen. What was it?
A grand slam.
He was never hit by a pitch. In over 3,600 career plate appearances, Mark Lemke was never hit by a pitch. He told the Sporting News in the 2021 interview, I have no explanation for it. That is Paul's baseball stat of the week. That is a wild stat.
Yes.
Not even one. Not even brush.
Like what's the Greg Maddox stat that he has at least 10 or some amount of stolen bases every year and leads like all players with like most stolen bases per year or something crazy like that.
And that is the record too. The baseball record for most pace. Yeah. The Lemke record.
Oh, the Lemke. Okay.
The Bears were so good from 1920 to 1946. They only dipped below 500 twice. In 1929 and 1945. Otherwise, they had at least 15 9-win seasons back when the season was 12 games during that span. On top of that, they won 7 championships, essentially one every 4 years. An unprecedented mark to imagine in the salary cap and free agency era.
I don't think people realize how good George S. Halas really was. Like they were winning championship games like 44-0, 55-0. 38-10. They were just absolutely demolishing teams that they played. One of the games that comes to mind is they lost to the Giants off the tennis shoe game. Are you familiar with the tennis shoe game?
I've heard of this. Yes.
It was snowing. It was cold. It was typical Chicago weather, and Chicago had like a 35-0 lead, and the Giants switched from their cleats to tennis shoes and were able to get grip in the snow and able to get all kinds of stuff. And they ended up coming back and winning like 42-35 over Chicago. But like for the most part though, George S. Halas really was able to just take the most out of those Chicago teams and really dominate heavily.
What's your rant? Should I be scared?
No. And again, it's stupid. But I'm getting a little bit.
Are you about
I'm getting a little bit irritated. So here, I'll read this for you.
When are you ever irritated? It doesn't sound like you.
All the time. I'm an old man. Uh-huh. Another running back finds a home. Indianapolis Colts and free agent running back Khalil Herbert.
Bengals legend.
Reached an agreement on a 1-year contract. Okay. Deal negotiated by Equity Sports VP of Football Samantha Senkovich and CEO Chris Cabot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ranting, so it froze. You still got me?
Yeah, you're here.
Okay. When did this become a thing that we are now like talking? Like pretty soon it's going to be this deal sponsored by Subway. Why are we?
Why this is a thing?
Yes, because money. Because
no, what it is Adam Schefter has a deal with Bill Johnson, or whatever that person's name was that you just said, that I'll give it to you first, but you have to put my name down.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
I just don't like it. I don't care.
It is kind of funny because nobody cares. Right. Nobody cares.
And I'm telling you, like this deal is sponsored by
that's the reason why they do it. That's the reason why they do it, is because I hate
it so much. I just don't care, man. It's so stupid.
And I guess the thought process is for some of the big deals, that a player might say, "Oh, wow, he got Grady Jarrett, $11 million.
Who was his agent?
Yeah. It's David Mulligetta. Well, I clearly need to get with David Mulligetta, and that's the reason why. And that's part of the, that's the, it is advertising, is what it is, and the payoff for the advertiser is being first or being tipped off on the information, and that's why. Like, I mean, Schefter and those guys, that's all they do. I just wouldn't you love to have on Monday just sat there and just watched Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport or those guys work?
Oh yeah. Or sit next to Ryan Poles.
I think I'd want to do Schefter more.
Well, yeah, because there's so much more going on than obviously just Chicago and things like that.
But yeah, it just would be hilarious to sit there and watch him.
I'm not a big fan of everything becoming one of these things where we are just sponsoring everything. Hey, yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm going to start doing that now. I'm going to do that for my news stories. Oh, you want your news story posted? This news story brought to you by, oh, wait, we already do that.
This is true.
Y'all don't know about, y'all regular people don't know about that and about news being sponsored.
We had an incident here. Lady in town, allegedly, she's a daycare worker, and I guess got mad at a 1-year-old and grabbed by the hair and ripped a 6-inch centimeter of hair and then threw the hair in the trash can. Here. As you can imagine, our comment section, not a fan of this person. Allegedly that is what happened, but she admitted to it.
And some sun chips. Now, I told you I'm on the Pringles kick as of late.
I've been eating a lot of Doritos, just like your nacho cheese Doritos, because I'm not a huge chip guy. But what I do is I go through phases where I'll eat one chip for a period, and then I'll go 2 or 3 months and I won't eat any chips, and then at the store I'll be like, oh, sour cream and onion ruffles, or no, the cheddar sour cream.
The cheddar.
I'm like, those sound good. Let's get a bag of those, and then I'll go through a month where I'll buy one, every couple of times I go to the store. But Doritos has been the one that I've been on more often. March Madness Selection Sunday is on Sunday.
Yes, it is.
How soon after Selection Sunday do you fill out your first bracket?
Monday morning.
Okay. We need a junk food tournament. That's not a bad one to do. A junk food tournament. In fact, I'll even see. You've got one that's coming up that we can do, but I think that you don't have to. Do we want to spoil what the next one is?
No, we don't have to spoil.
We've got the next one coming, but let me see if I can find a. What is this? I just Googled junk food tournament, and Angry Birds Wikipedia was the first.
Good job.
The first thing that popped up is, let's see if I can find a. Oh, this is another fast food restaurant. That's a lot smaller though. No, I just want a. Maybe we can do a junk food one though after we're done, where we all just nominate chips or snack food kind of thing.
Yep.
I like that. That's a good idea, Paul. That's a good idea.
Beef jerky going to win that whole thing.
See, no, I can't vote for beef jerky, and you know the one reason why?
Why?
It's too expensive.
It's horrible.
If we're going bang for a buck,
it's the Five Guys.
It is. It's great. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it is expensive for what you get.
Yes.
It is beer and ice, and it's not even beer that you're drinking.
Not beer.
It's lemonade.
It's lemonade.
Lemonade and ice cream. I don't know that that's so much better. What is your Blizzard?
A royal strawberry cheesecake.
Okay, maybe that's a little better, I guess. Well, in our junk food or snack food, is our desserts in there? No, I think that's different.
No.
Maybe we do a dessert. Maybe the junk food bracket is not 64. Maybe it's only 32 or 16 or something. Yeah. And then we do like a desserts bracket or something after that.
Yeah.
Jack Daniel's lemonade is alcohol. There is alcohol in it, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's not beer.
It's not beer. There is a difference there.
It's called a malt beverage, sir.
Northwestern's not making the tournament, right?
They need to reach the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament to get in.
So I guess there's a chance.
There is. They have to beat Wisconsin, which they already beat during the regular season. And then they would need to play. Who would they play after? Michigan?
We got a wine cooler reference here. I'm guessing this is a reference that only you will understand here.
Bartles and James? You never heard of Bartles and James?
What is that?
That's old school wine coolers, man. That's from.
No. I've never had a wine cooler though, because I'm a man. I'm 40, right?
Yeah,
they
would play UCLA.
I'm 40.
They would play UCLA on March 14th. So
I'll cheer for them there because I don't like UCLA's coach.
Yeah, well,
no one likes Mick Cronin. He's an angry little elf. So there's a chance. Not great, but I guess it's still there. Kentucky looking at probably a 3 seed.
Yeah.
I know if they do really well in the SEC tournament, there's been some rumors that they might be able to move up to a 2. But
yeah, ESPN has them as a 3 seed. You guys would face Northern Colorado in the first round, according to ESPN's bracket.
Who does it have us against in the second round there then?
The winner of Illinois VCU.
Okay. See, I'm waiting for it, almost guaranteeing it. They're going to do some way. Like one of the ones that I saw had Louisville against Arkansas as the 6-11 matchup and Kentucky against Utah Valley, I think is what it was, which is interesting because Utah Valley is where Mark Pope was the coach before he was the coach at BYU. Obviously, Louisville doesn't need to be said. Then Arkansas is Cal. So it's like when Kentucky fans saw that, they're like, of course that's what it'd be. They're just going to load up the storylines against Kentucky and so on. But
yeah, so they've got the 4 byes are Baylor, Arkansas, Utah State, and San Diego State.
The last 4
in are Oklahoma, Indiana, Xavier, and North Carolina. And first 4 out is Texas, Ohio State, Boise State, and Colorado State. And then next 4 out is Dayton, Wake Forest, UC Irvine, Cincinnati. So,
the anteaters. The anteaters. I like it.
That's
We're going to do a bracket contest, though, this coming week, so make sure you stay tuned in.
I love UC Irvine, man.
Make sure you stay tuned into our social media channels. We'll post our bracket contest for you to join in with us and see who gets the bragging rights in it.
Yep, we're going to be doing our ESPN. We're going to be doing the first annual ESPN bracket. And set that all up, and we'll have the information on our Facebook page. So feel free to sign up. Feel free to tell your friends to sign up, and we'll have a good time and see who will be the ultimate king of the tournament.
I have a friend that one of the things you just said is like his pet peeve. First annual, it drives him crazy. Like it's one of those things
because it's not annual. But
exactly because it's the first one. Yeah. But it's one of those things, like everybody has those little phrases that people say.
Youngsters. I hate the term youngsters.
Adulting.
Adulting.
It drives me crazy. But everybody has those words that, like, there's really no reason as to why it should bug you.
Yes.
But
yeah, Mike hates inaugural.
Yeah. But yeah, it should be inaugural. No, it should be inaugural. Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate
you. I appreciate you joining us. Who's your national champion right now, though, in NCAA?
Auburn.
Of course. Come on.
What?
Be pick Drake.
If I would have picked somebody else, you would have been like, oh, well, they're not going to get past.
Not going to pick Northwestern?
No, why would I go against the mighty SEC? Wouldn't want to do that. Overrated conference. What? How dare you, Leroy?
We'll just see who's laughing in the end.
We will.
Wait, the Big Ten hasn't won a national championship in 25 years.
Don't worry about us. This is about you.
That is accurate, right? 25 years. What was it? Michigan State in
being overrated.
25 years. It's been 25 years. My God.
What were you doing 25 years ago? You don't even remember because you were like 7.
Yeah, not even. You don't even know how old I am, I guess. Do you know how old I am?
24. 34.
You know, I'm older than that.
I know. You're not 30 though, so
No,
you're still young.
I'm almost 30. Mine newest on one I hate is when these young whippersnappers say period after someone makes a comment. Like, what? Yeah.
That's our TV station, Springfield.
WCIA.
No, not Springfield, Champaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got any tidbits?
I do. Let's get to it. Kyle Davidson, the GM of the Chicago Blackhawks, was actually in the hospital with heart surgery, all while he was negotiating deals at the trade deadline. Apparently, the doctors told him that he wasn't allowed to do anything, but he still managed to make a couple deals, including trading our irritating defenseman, all while he was in the hospital, and he had to be helped by some of his staff in order to be able to make those deals go through. Absolutely crazy. Let's see what we got for you. The NBA on Wednesday fined the Utah Jazz $100,000 for violating its player participation policy. According to the league, the violation occurred when the Jazz failed to make power forward Lauri Markkanen available when Utah took on Washington on March 5th, as well as other recent games. Markkanen is considered a star player under the policy because he was an all-star in 2023. He's been out since February 22nd, according to injury management for his lower back. Another violation would cost Utah $250,000. Play him or else.
Bears legend Lauri Markkanen.
Bulls legend Lauri Markkanen.
Bears, yeah, I meant Bulls. I'm tired.
Champions League quarterfinals are set. Real Madrid, Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Dortmund advance. It's the first time we've had Premier League soccer in our tidbits. We're moving up in the world.
And probably the last is my assumption.
Once Chelsea gets good again, then we'll talk soccer, okay?
I know Paul's. What do you think? Odds Paul's waking up Saturday morning to watch those, what, 1-to-1 odds probably?
But he's got better odds than watching F1 racing in Australia than he does.
There you go, Paul. There's your question. Would you rather watch an entire Premier League game or the same amount of time? So 2 hours is about a soccer game, or 2 hours of an IndyCar race?
Oh, he's going to. He's absolutely going to.
Yeah, you're going to make him go to the Indy 500.
All right. Top 10 free agents that are still available. Aaron Rodgers is a free agent. He's been released by the Jets.
Please go to Pittsburgh. Please go to Pittsburgh. Please go to Pittsburgh. I'm going to laugh. He'd rather watch IndyCar than soccer.
Russell Wilson met with Cleveland today.
Hope so.
Met with Cleveland today. Cam Robinson, offensive tackle. He's the top offensive tackle left on the board. He's been linked to the Patriots since the start of free agency. I'm going to mess up this name, but Mekhi Becton, guard, helped the Eagles win the Super Bowl. He's only 26. Tevin Jenkins is still available. Rasul Douglas, cornerback. Amari Cooper, wide receiver. Calais Campbell, defensive end. And Asante Samuel and Aziz Ojulari.
Ojulari, yeah.
Thank you.
Calais Campbell. Do you know how old Calais Campbell is?
38. I cheated.
Okay.
Would you have known that? I wouldn't have known that otherwise. I'll tell you right now.
Did you know that he just had one of his best seasons in his career last year?
No.
How does that make you feel, though, that he's really not that much younger than you, and look at him? But I know we talked about this last week. It's kind of the same thing as Sam Hubbard for the Bengals, who's a year older than me. He just announced his retirement. It's
yes. Like the old jokes where he's a medical marvel. The 34-year-old is still continuing to play strong.
Mm-hmm.
Which of these free agents is the most surprising to you that they haven't been picked up yet?
None of them.
Right?
None of them. I'm just waiting for the Steelers to sign Aaron Rodgers so I am going to literally, if that happens the next week, I think for 30 minutes I'm just going to laugh hysterically.
Sports Jungle is just going to be just unhinged.
Well, I've got some Steeler fan friends, which is weird to say that they can be friends and be Steeler fans.
Yeah,
it's weird. But they've been They've been in denial. And I said, just wait. I said, it's gonna happen.
The Giants are the other team that are in on Aaron Rodgers as well.
Nope. They better not. They better freaking not. They better not. Well, the other one is that I saw somebody said that the Vikings are apparently rumored in, and I just said, so he's just pulling the true Brett Favre.
Oh,
Packers,
yes.
Jets, Vikings.
Yes. Next up, illegal
fraud.
Food stamps. Illegal food stamps and fraud. Yes, absolutely.
And then watching a volleyball game at Diddle Arena.
From like the 5th to the top row before everyone figures out who it is.
And then he had to go sit in the box so nobody would bother him.
So people would leave him alone. That's right. Those are my tidbits for today. I forgot. Hold on. I got one more.
It's too late.
IndyCar had their race. Sponsors are mad because Fox has a new graphic that's up on the inside part of the halo of the window. The problem is that covers up sponsor ads. It costs $350,000 for these guys to have cameras in their car. So they offset the cost by putting sponsors on the inside of the halo. Well, now their graphics ad for Fox is covering it up. And I guess the sponsors are pretty pissed that they're covering up the ad with the new graphics.
There you go.
They got to figure out what they're going to do moving forward.
You got to love that, don't you? It's time now to cue the music for everyone's favorite segment, Leroy's Logos. That's 404.
Yeah.
Hitting 414 overall for Leroy's Logos. I've got 2 repeats for you this week. Does that mean anything?
No.
Probably not. Would you like to ask or answer?
Ask or answer what?
Sorry. Ask or answer 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or no, there is no 4. 1, 2, or 3. I'm losing it. I'm tired. It's been a long couple of weeks.
You've been on it today, man.
It's been a long couple of weeks. There's number 2. Number 2.
Didn't we just do this last week?
I can tell you what week it was, but it was not last week. Episode 40. And the theme for that week was dogs. I know that helps you a lot.
Well, let me ask the lack of audience what they think the answer is.
And okay, there you go. There are no comments. So sorry to do that to you, but you're unless Paul has something to bring in there. Oh wait, you got one coming in. Paul says that's one ugly mutt. And Mike says, some kind of terrier, ? And Mike, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to say, yes, this is the Terriers. Because I know that does absolutely nothing to help you. What's your guess? In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead.
This is rushing on these all the time.
Wofford. Is
all right, next up, one.
Number 1.
Another Panther. Why are there so many Panther logos?
Oh, look at that. At the very last second, Paul came in with Wofford as the Terriers.
See? Stop rushing it, Sam.
We can't. This is not. I mean, we don't have all night. This one was episode number 47. And you did not get it right.
No kidding. Because there's 18 Panthers that play college sports.
In fact, I want to see where this is. Where even is this? I don't even know. Oh, okay. You know what? Since I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give you Mike's guess here. The Davenport Disappointed Kiddies.
It is. I like that.
You gonna go with that?
That's my answer. That one right there.
The Kiddies?
Yep, the Kiddies.
Well, sorry, it is not the Kiddies. This is actually a school not far from where you are right now. Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. I was looking up to see where Edwardsville, Illinois is, and it's just outside of St. Louis. So not too far from where you are here. And your final one.
Oh, that's Harry Potter University.
Is that your final answer?
No.
Okay. Dang. Cool. You know this one?
No. Give me a second.
Ooh, okay. Should have kept your hint. Should have kept your lifeline.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have rushed it. I don't know. I'm gonna get you back in autographs today, but I got nothing.
That is High Point. High Point, which Mike did know in the comment section. High Point, which is in North Carolina, I believe. So what's today's theme? SIUE.
All schools that Leroy doesn't know.
High Point. Listen, I could make that almost every single week as a theme. Wofford, SIUE, and High Point. What is this week's theme for Leroy's Logos? And because I'm nice, I will let the comment section, any guesses that they might have, I'll let you see them on the theme for this week's. But it's one you could probably get.
What is it? They've all
It's not WTF Leroy, too. That's not the theme. Not the theme this week, at least. Speaking of themes, where's John?
I don't know where John is.
Mike says NCAA tournament teams.
Yeah, I wonder if they won their brackets.
Is that what you're going with?
Yeah, they won their conference.
Sounds like you owe Mike a drink. That is correct.
I always owe Mike a drink.
That is correct. All of those schools are already in the NCAA tournament. What's funny is that, and when I was looking back, SIUE last year when they were used, the theme that week is these schools have never made the NCAA tournament. And now this year they're in because they actually have. So that's actually pretty cool. Christy is no help, she says. I didn't expect you to be much of a help when it comes to the NCAA tournament. Well, now that's what you said. Surprise, surprise. Not me. Gina says you owe her a drink too.
Oh, that's easy. Yeah,
I guess you owe a lot of people drinks, it sounds like.
Yeah, well.
All right. Would you like to ask her answer first for some play clock?
I will ask first, I think.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you could create a new sport by combining two existing ones, what sport would you create?
Gosh. See, a lot of the sports already are kind of combined. Like when you think about it, I mean, field hockey, like is lacrosse is kind of combined between them. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, I mean, I guess you just put any sport on ice.
Have you seen football on ice? Have you seen that? They have a video floating around the internet.
Is it? Yeah. Anything on ice would probably be, I guess, the best way to do it. Finland. Like, can you imagine baseball on ice?
Yeah. Finland has a version of football, of American football on ice. It's hysterical.
That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head that would be one that I'd want to, like, ponder a little bit more. What? Here's your question. I may have asked this before, but hell, we're almost at 100 episodes of this show. It's at some point we're going to repeat. What is a conspiracy theory that you actually believe?
And I think I answered this the exact same way last time, but I'll answer it again. That Bud Selig knew about steroids and actually encouraged it because baseball attendance was so low after the strike that he was trying to do everything in his power to get people to watch again. So he was fine with turning a blind eye to everyone doing steroids and it would have gotten away with it. It would have been fine until Jose Canseco wrote a book and fingered everyone and basically Bud Selig had no choice but to address it. But that's I strongly believe that he completely knew that they were using.
So, and he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
For those meddling kids.
I think now I'm remembering how I asked this question to you was about Michael Jordan. The gambling suspension, whether you believe that was actually for gambling, which you do, right?
Right. Yes.
That's an interesting one, though. I was really hoping you would have gone like moon landing or something. Just
I'm naive.
A flag, right? You know, or birds. Are you not about birds?
The birds of the aliens?
No, birds aren't real. That they're all government.
They're all government drones.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on me. Absolutely. That's
every once in a while, I'll just Google a good conspiracy theory just to read it because some of them are actually quite entertaining. Okay, I'm ready.
John says he can't be here tonight, but he does pick Ryan Blaney for NASCAR tournament later.
He's not here. It doesn't matter. Tough crap, right?
Yeah. All right, here we go. As long as we're talking about weird things that are going on, if you could swap two athletes from completely different sports for a season, like LeBron playing in NFL, Patrick Mahomes in baseball, who would you swap and how do you think they would do?
I mean, I think you could throw some of these NBA guys in the NFL and they would be successful, But I think the best answer to that question is you could throw 0.9, but over 99% of athletes into baseball and they would not succeed. Because it's just a different level of success with that. Like, LeBron's not getting a hit in baseball, but he could catch a touchdown pass in football. I do believe with that. So, I think you could throw really a lot of those NFL guys into the NBA or vice versa, I think. Now, depending on the position that they played, but you're telling me that Giannis or the Joker couldn't be a tight end for a day?
Yeah. Oh, all you got to do is tell them, hey, go sack the quarterback. Go get him.
John's not back.
I don't know where he is tonight. He just messaged me and said he couldn't be here tonight.
Shame. Did you tell him shame?
I did.
Good. Shame him for sure. Because Kyler Murray played baseball.
And, so and Mahomes would do good in baseball as
Russell
well.
Wilson, too. Yeah. He would have that. But I almost don't count them in that 90, in that because they actually were drafted. So you can't kind of throw them in there.
Yeah.
This is a question for you.
Tom Glavine was set to play in the NHL, but baseball was more lucrative.
I feel like this is the perfect question to ask you.
Oh, no. Okay.
It kind of dawned on me. We were talking about old Disney movies and so on from our childhood. And it hit me. Leroy, why doesn't Tarzan have a beard?
Why do you do this to me? I don't know. Because Jane prefers a clean face. Does he have a beard? Does he have a beard in the books? Because I feel like this might have been a Disney cleanup to
kind anti-beard?
To push a conspiracy of anti. Hey, there you go. What Disney guy? I mean, Eric from Little Mermaid, I think, is the only. No, he was clean shaven. All of the heroes are clean shaven. See, we've uncovered our own conspiracy here.
I mean, Ariel's dad had a beard.
Correct, but he wasn't the what about who's the guy from Frozen who was He absolutely should, Paul.
Yeah, why doesn't Tarzan have a beard? It's not like he can shave.
Now I'm interested. Disney heroes.
Yeah, he should look like a caveman. He's got the long hair going. Why isn't the beard the same way? These are the important questions that people come. Hans is the guy from Frozen. Is that who you're thinking of?
Yes.
Does he have a beard?
I don't think so. I thought he did, but now that I'm thinking about
it. The Beast?
Yeah.
But I guess he's just a hairy man.
A couple mustaches.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got Ranker has the 20 best Disney characters with beards. Genie has a beard.
I was thinking that Genie did. I was thinking that he did. Leroy's absolutely seen Frozen. You have daughters. You've seen Frozen, haven't you? More times than you probably.
Yes. Jafar, Zeus from Hercules, the Sultan from Aladdin. But again, no main characters.
Well, yeah, because most of the main characters are women. We can't forget about the bearded lady. Hans has mutton chops, though, not a beard.
Yeah, that's what it is.
See,
Doc from Snow White has a beard.
These are the important questions, though, that we need to be asking. You ready for some fast food Elite Eight?
Yes. Hold on, let's get to it.
Right, if you have just been joining us, vote in the comments because Long John Silver's Cinderella is about to continue all the way to the Final Four. As if you have just joined us, we've been doing for 6 or 7 weeks now. We've been doing a fast food bracket or really it's a restaurant bracket. It's not fast food.
It's not even fast food. It's restaurant.
To try and say
are we doing all 4 matchups tonight?
Yeah. I think we do the Elite Eight, then we do the Final Four, and then we do the championship game.
All right, so here we go. First up. Oh my goodness. Number 1 McDonald's is taking on number 15, Long John Silver's.
You know what they always ask? This time of year. This time of year they always ask. Does the shoe still fit? Oh, and it does. Long John Silver's is my vote. The shoe still fits, the 15th seed to the Final Four over McDonald's. I'm voting for Long John Silver's. Listen, some fried fish is good. A little malt vinegar on top of that. Paul's voting for Long John Silver's.
McDonald's.
What?
Oh, Sam, the Cinderella season is over. The Cinderella season is no more.
Wow.
Oh,
so McDonald's. Paul is heartbroken over here.
Oh my goodness. All right.
What a run by Long John Silver.
That was quite a run. They beat
Who did they even beat in the first round? Because it was an upset in the first round, if my memory's right.
Long John Silver's beat Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
Much to my chagrin.
That's right.
They then beat Panda Express.
That's an easy one.
They then beat Chipotle.
That was the one that I didn't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they've had quite the run. All right, we continue. Number 4, Olive Garden, who stole the election from Taco Bell. Number 4, Olive Garden, takes on number 3, Wendy's. Number 4, Olive Garden versus number 3, Wendy's.
This is an easy one. I had it last night. Wendy's Baconator is the winner for this. I'm voting for Wendy's.
So, Olive Garden. Got it.
I will kick you. Christy votes for Olive Garden. That's just the wrong vote, Christy. It's just wrong. Are you voting for Olive Garden?
Yes.
Why?
Because our Wendy's sucks here.
So 2 votes Olive Garden, 1 vote Wendy's. I still can't believe Olive Garden's still rolling here. Like, Olive Garden is the team. Paul's voting for Wendy's. Thank you, Paul. So we're 2-2 right now. Mike, it's really a restaurant. It's not just fast food. So it's if you would want to vote for Olive Garden. It's just a restaurant bracket. I don't know why we call it the fast food bracket.
Yeah, it's not really the fast food bracket.
So if you want to vote for Olive Garden, you can. But if you want to vote for Wendy's, that's fine with me too. You can break the tie. But it looks like at this moment, Wendy's will advance.
Mm-hmm.
Olive Garden is so bad, Leroy. Everything tastes the same. The thing that I love the most about this is that we've realized how much strong food opinions that Paul Reeves has.
Yeah, Mr. I can't believe you're dying on a hill, but Paul's over here sitting there going, don't you dare eat at that restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Anti-Chipotle, anti-Long John Silver's, anti-Olive Garden. You're seeing this here. It's all of the non-American food places.
Interesting.
He doesn't like Italian food. Was Fazoli's on there? He probably would have been anti-Fazoli's. I don't remember if we did Fazoli's. So I guess Mike is going to stick with Wendy's, so we're moving on.
All right.
Fair enough. Still Wendy's. He did say that.
All right. Next up.
Wendy's advances, so it's Wendy's and McDonald's in Final Four matchup 1.
Correct. Next up. Number 8, Papa John's takes on number 10, KFC. Number 8, Papa John's
Kentucky
takes
bracket.
on number 10, KFC. Oh, snap, son.
How did you get that?
I went to a grand opening of the Papa John's here in Taylorville.
Hey, now, I like El Crunk. Okay, you do like your Mexican restaurant. That's right. What do you order there? That's what we need to know. KFC or Papa John's?
Christy gonna cry over here, man. She gotta say goodbye to like half of her favorite restaurants.
I think I'm agreeing with Mike here. The garlic sauce is what puts Papa John's over the edge.
Oh, KFC, man.
Okay, so we have 2 votes Papa John's, 2 votes KFC, which means it all comes down
to
Christy.
Christy
Clola is going to have to break this here. Papa John's or KFC, Christy? She votes for KFC. Papa John's is eliminated. Oh, boy.
Last second buzzer beater, man.
Oh, boy. He ate 200 pizzas to get that banned. Yeah, it was one of those. You had to buy 200 pizzas, and that was your prize.
No, you spun the stupid wheel, and that's what.
Of course you did.
That's what I got Frisbee in a shirt too.
How many times did you spin the wheel?
3 times. All right.
Wasn't that just for kids?
Next up, number 4, Dairy Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Takes on
the Waffle House, right?
Number 2, Waffle House.
Waffle House against Dairy Queen. It's got to be Waffle House.
Talk about weird matchups.
We've had a lot of them, but it's got to be the Waffle House.
A lot of weird matchups.
It's got to be the Waffle House. Got to be the Waffle House. Right?
That's my pick.
2 votes for the Waffle House. 3 votes for the Waffle House. Could we have a route here? Paul, we know, is voting for Waffle House because he's from Georgia. I think they revoke his citizenship if he doesn't take Waffle House. I think that's an accurate statement. Unless maybe he does come in and drop in the Dairy Queen, which would be an upset. Waffle House. 4 votes, Waffle House. Christy! Oh my goodness, we haven't had many clean sweeps.
We don't get them too often.
But Waffle House advances to the Final Four.
All right. So we have our matchups. Only one number 1 seed has made it. That's McDonald's. They will take on. All right. So we've got. Hold on. Let me do this.
McDonald's against Wendy's.
Number 1 McDonald's versus number 3 Wendy's. And we've got number 10 KFC versus number 2 Waffle House.
I mean, KFC's Cinderella. There's Cinderella. Who is KFC beaten to get here?
KFC beat Cheddar's.
That's a win.
They beat Subway.
Yep. Easy.
They beat, I believe they beat, they beat Gas Station Pizza. Gas Station Pizza. And they beat, who was it?
They just beat.
They beat Papa John's. Yeah.
So we have KFC. Okay, I've got my votes for this. This one's actually relatively easy to me. Is it not easy for you?
Yeah.
I feel like it's relatively easy for you too.
Yeah. Now that you say that.
Now the championship. It's maybe gonna get a little challenging because Waffle House is probably a 7.5 point favorite going into that game against KFC.
Oh yeah.
And Wendy's McDonald's is a pick 'em. It's maybe McDonald's is slight.
McDonald's has like a 3-point favorite. It's a 3-point favorite.
Paul's predicting Wendy's versus Waffle House. We'll have to wait till next week to find out. You got some autographs?
I do. Let's get to it. All right. There is a theme for this week. They are all NASCAR drivers, or they all were at some point NASCAR drivers. Okay.
These are all autographs that we have to figure out who it is. Let's see here. Full screen on this here. Oh boy.
NASCAR drivers.
Should I know who this is?
You absolutely should.
So it's not Boris Said?
No, it's not.
I guess I'm going to go with Bobby Labonte, but that I don't think is right. That is my guess. Oh, yeah, I bet Mike is right here. Is it Bobby Allison?
You were absolutely right.
I was Bobby Labonte? Bobby Labonte. Oh, look at me go.
Good job.
I think Bobby Allison actually was a better guess once I saw it, so I'm glad I...
Next up, I will give you one hint for this one if you cannot figure it out.
Oh, God. This looks like Trump's signature, where it's just a bunch of, like... Paul says he's about to kill these autographs. Is that a 7?
That is a 7, correct.
Is that our hint that he drove number 7? Thank you.
No, the first initial is R. So what R driver drove a 7?
Gosh. I'm trying to remember. I don't know that I mean, Mike says Robbie Gordon. Paul says Ricky Rudd. I think Paul might be right, but I honestly don't know this one.
All right, he raced from 1991 to 2012, and whoever said Robbie Gordon.
Oh, it was correct. Robbie Gordon. Mike, look at Mike go.
Okay. And last up.
Is that even 2 words?
It's not. It's 1 word.
Was that his first or his last name?
First name.
So I guess he was just known by his first name?
Yep.
So it's not like Jeff Gordon.
No.
Known by just his first name. How recent is this guy?
Raced from 2010 to 2015.
God. Yeah, I don't know that I... Steven says, is it Danica?
That's because he is a she. That is absolutely
see, Patrick. You, Danica Patrick. So Steven comes in here and drops in a Danica right at the last second. See, it threw me off.
So, what is the theme between Robbie Gordon, Danica Patrick, and Bobby Labonte?
Did they all race in the Indy 500 or something?
No. Although Robbie and Danica both did.
Okay, you see, I didn't know about Bobby Labonte. Well, Danica never won a race in the...
That is correct.
Is Okay,
No,
well, but Bobby Labonte won
Robbie,
plenty of races.
Robbie and Bobby both won.
I'm just thinking of sponsors. I don't even know that was I even close of an Indy. I don't.
Nope.
They all from the same state or something?
They all drove green cars.
See, I don't ever remember remember Robbie Gordon driving
So
a green car.
Robbie drove a green Menards car before he drove for Singular.
See, that when I think of Robbie Gordon, I think of the Singular car. I think of Danica driving GoDaddy, and I think of Bobby Labonte in the 18.
Singular Wireless, the commercials.
Because in my old NASCAR video game, Robbie Gordon was that was the car that he would drive. Was the 31, right?
Yep. But before that,
31 Singular
7, and that was the reason I put the 7 in there is because when he drove for Menards, he drove the 7 car.
So Chase, who watches us sometimes, he ended up filling in and doing our broadcast last night with Steven and myself, and I told him, I said, we've missed you on the pick contest. And his excuse was, well, I have to be up early to work on Thursdays. I said, so do we.
Yeah.
Excuses, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about NASCAR, and if there's only sometimes. Mike says, Leroy, I'll have to tell you my Tony Stewart sometime. Beers and burgers. Interesting. I don't have a Tony Stewart story. I have a Joey Logano story. Do you know my Joey Logano story?
No.
I don't even know that I should be telling this without John here, since he is Joey Logano's #1 fan. But one time I went to a NASCAR race at Kentucky Speedway, and my dad somehow had gotten box seats. But it was either the truck race or the nationwide. I don't even know what they're called now, but you know what I'm talking about. The AAA. And we were sitting there, and I guess the suite or the box to our right was whoever Joey Logano was, like the sponsor, whether he was Dollar General or whomever it was that race, it was Joey Logano's. That was that suite. So we were in the middle of the race. We looked over, and because there were windows, and you could look right in there, and there was Joey Logano just standing there. And in our suite, there was a guy he had 2 boys with him, like 2 sons with him that were probably, I don't know, 7 and 9, 8 and 10 or something. And I was probably 16 at this time. And the guy was like, I'm just going to go over there and knock on the door. What's the worst thing they say? He went over there and knocked on the door, and we look over, and there's Joey Logano talking to these kids. And I was like, well, shoot, like I should have gone. And he left, and I went out the hallway trying to cross paths with him. But then as I'm walking out, I'm like, what am I going to tell him? Like, I'm not a fan of his. Like, do I really want Joey Logano's autograph on my Jeff Gordon hat? Or something that I was probably wearing at the time. And I think this was,
I always feel bad when I go through autograph lines and I'm wearing like a Scott Dixon shirt because I'm like, oh, David, I love you. Like, I have your jersey. It's at home. Like, great. Why aren't you wearing it now? It's
like Steven's suggestion there. Turn left. Yeah, don't turn right, turn left. But I was like, I don't even know at this point. I might have had a cell phone. Like, I guess if I was 16, I had a cell phone. But like, I don't know that I would have been like, do I want a selfie with you or something? But it was like out the stairs, and he was down the stairs, and I was at the top, and I yelled like, Joey, and he either ignored me or didn't hear me, and which is 50-50 chance either side. So that's my Joey Logano's story. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's very possible that he did a little bit of both. So the time that I almost met Joey Logano.
The time you almost met.
But like I said, I don't know what I would have, what we would have talked about. Like, Steven, though, is the one that has been signing autographs during games. He has gotten into the habit or something of, since he's such a famous radio announcer, of signing his water bottle from the game and handing it out to one of our fans that sit behind us during games. And they've gone on eBay. And I think the one sold for 13 cents, which is 12 cents more than mine would.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short, broadcaster of the year. You're okay.
I'm not the broadcaster of the year.
But you should be.
Okay, Mom. Do you sell your water bottles and your?
Do not.
I didn't realize Sheriff Chafin's got the second one. I know I saw Kim get one too. Oh man. I didn't realize the sheriff got one. That's an honor of a lifetime there too. So do you sell like your notes? Do you sign them or anything?
I had Addison Tarr, who's going to go play basketball at CMU. I had her sign the sheet that she scored like her leading points on. I had her sign it. And I kept that. As far as things that she got from me, she asked me for a picture when she did her college signing day, which I thought was a big deal. That's the extent of what I get. I get pictures.
Yeah, I've never they don't
they all want to take their picture with me, which I appreciate. Because I didn't think I was that cool.
No, I've never. They don't want that, and I'm fine with that. That's fine. Well, today I was at a college signing, and they were taking all of the pictures, and the dad of the kid who signed, he looks at me and goes, "Now it's time for your picture." And I was like, "What?" And I don't really know the kid. I know him a little bit, but not very well. And I was like, "Really? Like, does he really want that?" and he goes, "No, I'm meaning," and he was meaning to joke, tell his wife to just take a picture of me sitting there.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, good. I was like, well, fine. Like, I'll do like a cheesy smile or something. Everybody in GC loves me. Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. We're the dream team, right, Steven? That's what people call us. The dream team of broadcasting. March Madness, though, comes up next week.
Yes, it does. And as we said earlier, we will be having an ESPN tournament bracket. We're going to be doing the inaugural one, as Mike said. We'll be doing the inaugural
Not the first annual?
Not the first annual. We'll be doing the inaugural event. So make sure you keep an eye on our Facebook page where we will be posting all the details for that.
And we're coming up on our 2-year.
We are coming up on our 2-year. Are we doing anything special for our 2-year?
No. No. I mean, what would we do? Initial, Mike says. The initial? No, I like inaugural.
Lemonade chugging contest? Wait, that's later.
That's 4th of July, right?
4th of July, yes. Yes.
We did the hot dog last year, so we're really doing a gallon of lemonade.
We are doing a gallon of lemonade.
God, that is a horrible.
Why do you think I'm practicing?
Horrible idea. That is a horrible idea. So then what's our so I guess that's just going to be our thing. Is the 4th of July show every single year that we're going to do some semblance of a stupid eating contest.
Yes.
We are not drinking more than a gallon, Paul. I will draw the line right there. Because I don't even... Do you think you can... Because what is the time limit?
Was it? It's 10... Isn't it 10 minutes?
I got to imagine it's not that long because you could... 1 gallon lemonade challenge. Let's see what it is. Because I don't imagine that... Oh, he drank it in 21 seconds.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely no way. I will give you 5 minutes.
Do we just want to see who between the two of us
who stops first?
Who bows out first or finishes first?
That's fine. Keep in mind, I am the reigning winner.
Were you? Because remember, I didn't say that I could eat 8 of them. I said I could eat 4.
I still ate more than you.
Yes, but because I stopped because I did what I said I was going to do.
That's not the I still ate more than you, Gormley.
Okay. So this one will actually be who drinks the most. God, I swear to goodness, one of us is going to puke. One of us is going to blow chunks that day, and it's not going to be good.
Christy's just hoping she's in Minnesota when it happens.
So absolutely. Like here, I'm watching the video of this guy doing the 21 seconds. Good Lord.
Yeah.
How does he even do it?
You got to relax the jaw.
I like it because the people on either side of him are doing like the, and this guy's just God, 21 seconds. My goodness, this is a terrible idea. Are we gonna get a shot of insulin on the side of it?
Are we getting sugar-free lemonade? That sounds horrible.
No, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. Okay, so that's what you get to look forward to in
July.
What is July? So how many months is that? So that's 4 months away. You get to look forward to that. It's kind of wild that that's already 4 months. But next week, March Madness, and who knows what else might come up over the next week. You got any parting thoughts? Oh, wait, we didn't make our NASCAR picks this week.
I'm watching the video now, too. And my goodness, bro is just a machine.
We got to make our NASCAR picks this week. They're headed to Las Vegas. Again, last week, the overall standings, I have 118, Leroy has 115, Paul is 94, John has 94, Blake is 39, Steven has 0 for picking Lightning McQueen last week. He was so close to qualifying, but sadly, he did not. So they're at Las Vegas this week. Who did you say John's pick was?
Ryan Blaney.
So he's just going to keep going Logano, Blaney,
Really
all season long. Like. Okay. I'm going to go with Tyler Reddick.
Can I pick Bell again? Am I good?
2 weeks in a row, and then next week you cannot.
Right. So I'll go Bell again.
Okay. Paul is taking Kyle Larson. Leroy's going Christopher Bell. And if anybody else has a pick for the NASCAR pick contest, by all means, drop it into the contest or into the comment section, and we'll get you rolling into this. So Leroy's gone with Bell. I've gone with Reddick. Paul's gone with Larson. Steven is going with Doc Hudson.
Oh, boy.
I love it. Hopefully you go with Mike is going to pick Kyle Busch. That's actually, I was considering Kyle Busch, but then I realized I don't like Kyle Busch, so I couldn't actually do this. Hey, I'm consistent, right? Steven's going with Doc Hudson. God, are we really doing that lemonade? It's an awful idea. It's a terrible idea. We're going to do it.
Come up with a better food contest.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I just need to make sure I'm calling off work that next day, because that's going to be miserable. Because one of us is going to blow chunks.
Yep.
We're going to have to have this ready here to, how do I turn? Oh, there it is. Down there at the bottom. We're just going to have this button at the ready.
For when we do it?
Yes. So that one of us can, and we'll make this the rule that if this happens, that's an automatic loss.
You're eliminated. Correct. Yeah. If you throw up, you're eliminated.
But do that because ain't nobody want to see anybody blowing chunks that day. A gallon. If it's nothing, Paul, we'll bring you on here and have you do it too. Huh?
Whoa. Why are you going after Paul? All he's trying to do is help with the conversation. There's no need for you to be going off on him about this.
Y'all got this? Do you think you can do it? I guess we will put some semblance of a time limit on it, though, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because we're not going to sip it the entire show.
I say whoever stops first or whoever
bows out.
Bows out or 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, that's exactly the time I was going to say. 5 minutes or whoever.
Minutes.
But we have to see the initial puke. Do we? I don't think. I think we'll trust. I'm gonna have my little puke bucket over here ready to go. Steven says Chick-fil-A lemonade. I don't know that I can afford a gallon of Chick-fil-A lemonade, Steven. I think I'm probably just gonna do Walmart lemonade or something. Like or we'll have to. Is there a Chick-fil-A even? Is it in Springfield your closest one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, our closest one is in E-Town, about 30 minutes away. We'll get the same gallon, whatever it is, at the Walmart. I think Milo's lemonade is probably the one that we'll both get.
Yeah.
So that we're exactly the same, and we'll see who can pound a gallon of lemonade in a faster time on July. Because it won't be July 4th; it'll be July whatever it is.
Hold on, I'll tell you what day it's going to be. It is going to be July 9th or the 2nd.
The second. We'll do it the second. July the 2nd. I think that makes the most sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it'll be July the 2nd. Mark it on your calendar right now. The Great Lemonade Drinking Contest of 2025. And then I guess we have to take suggestions as to what our challenge will be for 2026. We've got plenty of time to figure it out. If we're not dead by then, right? The lemonade might do us in.
Yeah,
the lemonade will do us in.
Oh, it's going to do us in.
Yes.
It straight up will do us in.
We'll see you next week.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on From the Press Box.